Welcome back to NASM CPT exam prep. This is chapter 19 of 20, our first lesson in client relations and behavioral coaching. We'll cover the stages of change model, motivational interviewing, or OARS, and SMART goal setting for real client adherence. Let's get into it. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to do 4 things. First, name the 5 stages of the stages of change model. Second, explain the 4 OARS motivational interviewing techniques. Third, write a goal using the SMART framework. And fourth, identify when a client's needs go beyond a trainer's scope of practice. Let's build these one at a time. Let's look at how people actually change. Pre-contemplation. Not yet considering change. They may not even see a need for it. Contemplation. Aware a change might be needed, weighing it, but not committed yet. Preparation. Committed and planning specific steps. Action. Actively changing behavior. This is where most day-to-day coaching happens. And maintenance. Sustaining the change, working to prevent relapse. Here's something worth remembering. Behavior change is rarely linear. Clients can move backward through these stages too. A trainer who treats every client as if they're in action will frustrate someone still in contemplation. Matching your coaching style to a client's actual stage is really the exam-relevant skill here. Now let's talk about drawing out motivation. There are 4 OARS techniques. Open-ended questions. They can't be answered yes or no. They invite the client to actually think and explain. Affirmations. Genuine recognition of effort or strength. This reinforces self-efficacy. Reflective listening. Restating what a client said in your own words to show they were heard. And summarizing. Pulling key points together at the end of a conversation. Here's a quick exercise for you. Take a closed-ended question. Can you do this? And turn it into an open-ended one. What would make this feel doable for you? That shift is the heart of OARS. Let's talk about turning intentions into action. Specific. Exactly what will be done, not a vague direction. Measurable. A way to track whether it happened. Attainable. Realistic, given the client's current life. Relevant. Connected to what the client actually cares about. And time-bound. Has a clear deadline or checkpoint. Let's convert a vague goal into a full SMART goal. Take something like get fit. Now make it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This conversion is really the single most practical, testable skill in this lesson. Here's an important boundary to know. These techniques support behavior change around fitness goals. They are not a substitute for mental health treatment. A client showing signs of a mental health condition beyond typical motivation struggles should be referred to a licensed professional. This is the same refer, don't diagnose boundary used throughout this course. You've now seen this same scope of practice pattern in lessons 6, 16, 17, and 18. Now it's applied to mental health specifically. Recognizing this line is itself a core professional competency, not just an exam answer. Let's check your understanding. Question. A client is actively changing behavior day to day. Which stage of change are they in? Take a second and think it through. The correct answer is action. Here's why. The action stage is when a client is actively changing behavior. Most of a trainer's day-to-day coaching happens here. One more question. Which SMART component is missing from a goal with no deadline or checkpoint? Pause and think back to the SMART framework. The correct answer is time-bound. Here's why. A goal without a clear deadline or checkpoint is missing the time-bound component of SMART. Let's bring it all together. There are 5 stages of change: pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Match coaching style to a client's actual stage, not a one-size-fits-all approach. OARS stands for open-ended questions, affirmations, reflective listening, and summarizing. SMART goals turn vague intentions into specific, trackable targets. And behavioral coaching is not mental health treatment. Refer out when needed. One more thing to look forward to. Lesson 20 shifts from coaching individual clients to building an entire business around that skill set. Great work getting through Lesson 19. Next up is Lesson 20, developing a successful personal training business. This is the final lesson in the course. See you there.